number 7. It's back onto the turf after race 6 was on the all-weather. And race number 7 is a Class 4 over the 1600. It's the Norman Conqueror Handicap Master Kaka. Class drop from that 1400-metre third to Mighty Giant up to the mile here. Starship has Neil Cullen back aboard. He's ridden the horse 5 times for a win and a second. Galactic tends to go forward. Led from the 14 last time, gets the better draw of 6. King Dragon blinkers off. 5s are on after racing keenly at his last appearance. Further down, we have got So Glorious, Chick Pieces and the Tongue Tie come off. Best draw in his Hong Kong career, but the New Zealand form that he brought was all on rain-affected tracks. Glenelly Powell's has the hood on and Enjoy Life gave a massive sight last time he was run down by the Inform defining moments. Chongfa. And we've got Nuremberg, Bulletproof, So Glorious and Enjoy Life, who've all made a truck trip up north, Tom.
Yeah, speed here from Galactic, who went forward last time out from a wide stall, and Snow Edge last time out he was caught 3 wide, no cover, so a bit of an excuse there for him. So Glorious, he's done nothing so far, but he's raced relatively handy. Monster Car should be a bit handier from gate number 8. Then you've got Glenelly Powers, Little General on the 3 wide line, King Dragon and Bulletproof, who jumps from gate number 14.
Monster Kaka, now he ran a really nice eye-catching third over 1400 last start, steps up to 1600 metres, and's downgraded. He'll find this a lot easier. He goes really nice in his track work. No Mighty Giant in this race. He could be in with a battle here with Galactic though. He goes nicely in his work. He's only had the limited starts, he's only had the 2, and he goes nicely. Joe Moreira aboard, you can see the hold he's under, so a nice piece of work from Galactic. And down the back, Little General, he's getting down in the ratings now, Little General. He's now down to a rating of 40, so he can actually start in Class 5, yet to win, and he's under a hold here at the back.
Galactic, who we just saw in track work, he had to orbit the field from barrier number 14 last time, comes up with the 6. Douglas White gave Ed Sadler an update on how he's been since the run.
Douglas, Galactic, that was a brave effort from him from the wide draw last time.
Yes, it was. I discussed it with Joe, and it was our intention to try and overcome the draw. He got pressured and he had to work pretty hard to eventually get across. But I thought he showed a bit of courage, and he was there for a long time. And for a young horse that had only had the 1 start, I was pleased with the way that he handled himself.
You've ridden him in his fast work since then. How's he been?
He's a horse that he does what you ask of him back home. So from a work perspective, he's as good as can be. He's not the flashiest worker in the morning, but he's always been like that, so there's no concerns from that point of view.
He's a 3-year-old by deep field. He would associate with being a sprinting type of stallion, but you're stepping him up to a mile. What's his right sort of trip, do you think?
I think a mile. He's a big boy. There's a lot of him. He's got a beautiful action, and he's indicated to me that the mile is what he's looking for. So he's as well as can be going forward, and it's going to be nice to see what he can do.
And your own form, Douglas, a double on Champions Day last week, also a winner on Wednesday night at Happy Valley. How do you assess the stable's form heading into the weekend?
Oh, it's been a tedious couple of weeks prior to that, with a lot of places and seconds and so forth. But you know, if they're running places and they're running competitively, you kind of look at and hopefully doing things right. But the last 2 weeks have been great. I've had a couple of winners and the horses are still running well. They're feeling good, which is the main thing. So I'm very fortunate.
Simply Fluke absolutely flying out of the Douglas White barn. 2 wins at Happy Valley, his last 2 both from barrier number 12. We move on with the replays now, Tom. Monster Kaka, he runs 3rd behind very smart one in Mighty Giant.
Yeah, so that reads well for a Monster Car dropping in grade here, up in weight, went round at 38 to 1 last time out, but really liked the way he was taking ground off them late. He was a Group 3 winner in New Zealand at Otaki before he came over here over 1600 metres, so back up to 1600 metres, down in class. I think he's ready to do something.
Yeah, I agree totally. I think the 1600 looks good for him. He'll get back, he'll be running on, and this is a lot easier. So definitely one of the major players.
Just had to be straightened up at about the 40 or 50 metre mark there too in that replay, Monster Car. This is Bulletproof, Paul running 4th. Now, he had a much better draw last time, but it was also a much better performance.
Yeah, look, there's something with this horse. I think he's there is ability there. Now, he does step up from 14 to 1600, but he has got this awkward draw 14. I just want to see how he goes first time over the mile. He's by Dissident, and we've seen Gala Knight come out and win over sort of 2,200 metres by that same size. So the 1,600 is not going to be a problem for him. He hit the line nicely enough here, but I just want to see him one more time. So I didn't put him in this, but I'll be watching him with interest.
Yeah, he was slightly hampered there at the 200 metres when leading Fortune, and the other one in that race, which was Party Genius, they moved in a bit, so that sort of hampered a little bit, but it was still a really good run from him.
Decisive action, Tom. This is a trial at Happy Valley. Drops £3. The hood comes off. Zach Purton gets on for Dennis Ship and is 5.9.
Yeah, and this horse has been on my radar and my shortlist, my watch list, whatever you want to call it, on notice. 5.9 and 3.5. Zach getting on board. The stats with Zach and Dennis, they basically tell a story there. Nothing wrong with that trial, so I think he's certainly a big chance in this race, decisive action.
Yeah, I've got him in too. Second time over 1,600 metres as well, so then that's ideal for him.
That was delightful. Lau running third in that trial too. I mean, that form has stood up with that horse winning at about 60 to 1 on Wednesday night. Paul, your selections?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Monster Kaka on top. I think downgraded up to 1,600 looks good. Galactic, the hardest to beat. He's been going very well from his 2 starts. Decisive action we just talked about. And King Dragon, change of gear with him. The blinkers off, the visor goes on. And this is his second start also at 1,600. Just ahead of Bulletproof. I'll be interested to see how he does go first time up over this trip. 1,576.
One on top for me as well, Monster Car for David Hall, and Blake Shin jumping out of gate number 8. I think he can go close here off the back of his improved runs recently, dropping in grade. Decisive action, he's dropped a lot of points since he started here. 73-point start. First up here in Hong Kong, he was beaten by Voyage Warrior. Galactic goes in number 5, and Bulletproof there on a minor line. 1, 7, 5 and 8.
Monster Kaka, the on-top selection, and the early favourite too at 3.1.